What's up, fight fans? And we're back at it with another edition of Round One Sports Talk. Join me as we discuss some of the biggest fights in boxing, some of the boxing matches that just occurred, all that and more. If you like the videos, please give the videos a like, share the videos, subscribe to the channel, and always don't forget to click your bell icon to get all your notification on boxing news. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Well, Jamel Charlo and Saul Canelo Alvarez wrapped up their fight in Las Vegas, Nevada. Um, it was a one-sided affair where Canelo Alvarez was victorious, but being the fact that Jamel Charlo came up two-weight division, it was a lackluster victory in my eyes for Canelo Alvarez at the 168-pound division, because no one in the 168-pound division has gotten a crack at those titles. Now that he got this fight out of the way, the world is highly anticipating his next opponent and who that will be. Many fight fans and speculation say that since Jamel Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, you know, the after the fight concluded, Saul Canelo Alvarez took to social media and said that there's no fighter that can beat this version of Saul Canelo Alvarez. Well, if he's that confident in his ability, then I'm pretty sure that his next fight's going to be against the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, right? But now David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre have a fight scheduled in the fall. Shall he be victorious? Hopefully the stars line up and Saul Canelo Alvarez gives David Benavidez an opportunity at those belts. And that's what all fight fans in the world wants to see. We want to see that fight right there. Okay, so as far as the rest of boxing goes, the 135-pound, which is one of the biggest glamour divisions in all of boxing, the champion there, Devin Haney, is moving up to fight Regis Prograis, right, at 140 pounds for the WBC title. In fact, the WBC stripped Devin Haney of his 135-pound championship, and it looks like Shakur Stevenson will be fighting Edwin De Los Santos at 135 pounds for that belt. Devin Haney, shall he be victorious? I believe he may vacate the remaining of the belts. Well, time will tell to see on that one. As far as Shakur Stevenson and Edwin De Los Santos, the WBC deemed him to be the #1 contender and to fight for the title. And if you're asking yourself, why didn't Tank Davis fight for that? Tank Davis has no ties with the WBC organization. Right now, he is represented by the WBA. And the title eliminator that Eastside Pitbull Cruz fought for was under the WBA banner. That's why, in fact, they didn't give Tank Davis the opportunity at the vacant WBC title, because they have Shakur Stevenson as their #1 guy. And that's how that works. So if you're wondering why Tank Davis is not in line to fight for that belt, he actually could have been in line, but he's honoring his mandatory right now, it seems like. He should have put his hat in the ring to fight Shakur Stevenson for that WBC title. That would have been a mega fight, but it seems like both their directions, they're headed in different directions, and they both had different opponents scheduled. And this was recently just happened when Devin Haney was stripped of the WBC. So, you have to kind of be there at the right place at the right time type thing for this particular moment in boxing. So we'll see where that all the chips lie, where they fall. And where the 135-pound division future holds after Devin Haney finishes up his fight with Regis Prograis. Then I'll be able to tell you more on that one. Now, as for future upcoming stars, I covered a young upcoming American star by the name of Camille Moten, and he was successful on the same card on the same night with Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jamel Charlo. Impressive victory, but right away, many people are already throwing his names in the ring with the lights of some of the greats that we have to offer today. Now, as of Camille Moten, I say let the young man blossom in the sport of boxing. Allow him to grow. Allow him to fight the fights he needs to fight and see if he potentially can break some records on his way. Being the record that Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko currently has for the Ukrainian, which he became a champion in just his fourth professional fight. I'm interested to see if Camille Moten can break that record itself. I mentioned this in my last video. It was at the end of the video, so I'm not sure if a lot of people stuck around to hear this, but are the stars in a line for a future mega showdown between Camille Moten and Naoya Inoue from Japan, the monster? In fact, he would be coming in a fight. If you give Camille Moten 6 years, he will be 23 years old. And if you put 6 years on the Japanese superstar, he will be 36 years old. In fact, those are the same ages that Saul Canelo Alvarez came into his mega showdown fight against none only than Floyd Money Mayweather, which was 36 years old at the time. It seems like history can repeat itself at the same exact level. You would have the young upcoming superstar Camille Moten, which at the time was Saul Canelo Alvarez, against the old undefeated veteran, which was Floyd Mayweather, and could possibly be at the time Naoya Inoue. He could be still undefeated at the time. So that looks very interesting. So Camille Moten, I look forward to seeing his next fight, as well as some other American young prospects upcoming. Keyshawn Davis, Xander Zion, those are other fighters that I have my eye on that seem to possess a lot of potential, and it seems like the sky's the limit for those young men as well. So boxing looks like it has a bright future, and it's in good hands with the young superstars that are up and coming right now. As well as we have some big fights and announcements that Tyson Fury has agreed to a fight in April with the heavyweight champion, 3-belt holder Usyk. Now, that fight was rumored to happen many times, just like the Anthony Joshua fights. So until I really get more on that fight, I'm not going to sketch that into stone yet. So we'll see what happens with that. As far as Naoya Inoue, he is scheduled to fight Tapales in December. It seems like the negotiation with the money part has been resolved. Both parties are in agreement on what they're going to make. What's the holdup, and they have not made the announcement, is the venue and where the fight is going to take place right now. Where they originally wanted to hold the fight at, that it seems like there's a concert right now on that date. So they're looking for another venue in place to hold such a mega event. They want to really maximize, on every seat. You know how that goes. So once they work out that, I believe there will be an announcement on that. That stands to be an interesting fight, because coming into that fight, we all know that the Japanese superstar stands to be the second man to unify all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Shall he be successful against Tapales? Now, Tapales in his own right brings his own unique threats to this fight. He's a very powerful puncher. He's been fighting at this weight right here. And although Tapales doesn't possess the fastest quick ability, he has what I like to call a ring speed, where that he knows how to throw his punch at the right time, good placement, and he reaches his target fairly well. He surprised me in his performance against MJ, and the way that he was able to maneuver his way around MJ's punches and capitalize in key moments in the fight. So Tapales is a real, he's a crafty fighter, Filipino fighter, and like I said, he brings his own threats coming into this fight. Naoya Inoue, the Japanese monster, many of us know his fighting capabilities and the threat that he brings. He brings great power, good footwork, ring IQ. He brings a multiple selection of jab. He doesn't just have that one stiff jab. He has the side angle jab, the overhead jab. He brings a lot to the table. So this fight is very interesting for many different reasons, and the fact that the Japanese fighter stands to unify all four belts. Now, what he does, shall he be successful? That's up to Naoya Inoue and his camp. Does he vacate the titles? Does he feel that there's any more work at 122 he needs to take care of to be considered the best 122 pounder? Does he feel there's anybody there left in the division? Does he move up to 126? He has been known to jump a division or two. Okay, so it'll be real interesting what he decides to do. I know he has spoke about this in the past. He said he would like to stay at the 122 pound division, and that he would really like to clean out the division before moving up. But dollars and cents moves mountains, and if there is a fight in the future for him up there, well then money talks. So we'll see what happens as there. So as of right now, there are a lot of big fights still waiting to happen. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, that is going to be a mega showdown right there. I'm going to tune in for that fight as well. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, he is one of the best 160-pound fighters right now out there, in my opinion. Demetrius Andrade, he is a good fighter. But I'm not sure he fought the kind of fighter that David Benavidez. He's a volume puncher and he hits hard, and he can overwhelm his opponent by the sheer volume of his punches. His footwork has been criticized in the past, but in recent performance against Caleb Plant, it looks like he's been working on that. His footwork was a little bit better, rather than if you were to go back and look at tape at David Benavidez's earlier fights and his footwork, you would see what I'm talking about. So it looks like he's becoming a more rounded, complete fighter, David Benavidez, and he's taking this every fight as serious as his last one. Hopefully he doesn't come in and miss weight again on the scales, because he has missed weight. I think he's on a different level of focus now in his career, where that he's starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, where that they're cornering in Saul Canelo Alvarez now, where that I don't think he can deny these fights anymore and stay irrelevant in the public's eyes. I think it's about time that he starts stepping up to the plate. He already had his lackluster fights where that, according to him, he wasn't as dedicated or as focused, but now there's no one that can beat this version of Saul Canelo Alvarez. Let's see about that now. If this version of Saul Canelo Alvarez could not beat a guy that moved up 2 weight divisions, and he could not knock out Jermell Charlo, and he considers this being the best version of himself, yeah, okay, you let you tell it, so I gotta see it before I believe it. That's where I stand on that. So, and it's not putting Saul Canelo Alvarez and calling him a bum in any way or saying that he can't fight, but if everyone's going to say that he is the face of boxing, well, then he has to be the best. That's all I'm saying. Terrence Crawford could potentially move up in weight and challenge Jermell Charlo at 154 pounds for supremacy, but being the fact that Jermell Charlo was stripped of the WBO and Tim Tszyu upgraded to the 154 pound WBO super champion of the world, and Tim Tszyu does have a fight scheduled in October. Hopefully Tim Tszyu is successful in his first title defense against this guy, but what if Tim Tszyu gets knocked out? Now Jermell Charlo got to chase this guy around. So Jermell Charlo, although he didn't really technically lose any belts to Saul Canelo Alvarez, he did get a loss and he was stripped. So he did lose something going into that fight. So boxing, as far as the future of boxing, we have a lot of young, hot, upcoming prospects right now for United States of America, and I'm very excited. We have a lot of young prospects coming out of all different countries right now, out of Ukraine, Japan. We have a lot of Dominican fighters that are coming up, Mexican fighters that are coming up that are really good fighters. So the competition looks to be fierce, and the level of fights that in the future of potentially happening, well, the future looks bright for boxing. So, fight fans, I hope you like this video. Please like the video, subscribe, share the videos, and like always, click that button bell notification icon to get all your notification. Wow, kind of stumbled on that one right there, right? Give me a break. So, anyway, fight fans, like always, I'm back to the next one. Peace.